Hat, sunglasses, Pepsi, notes, sources, thick skin, check. You already know. Let's go. Welcome to Golden Blue today, everybody. This is a college football channel. So if you like college football, hit the like and subscribe button. It's that simple. Also, send gear to represent your team and be a part of my background forever. All you have to do is send it to P.O. Box 360, Liberty, South Carolina 29657. The playoff committee has run out of excuses to have Alabama and LSU ranked where they have them ranked, and yet they still keep bumping them up. Y'all knew, if you've been subscribed to this channel for any length of time, you knew that whenever you saw those new playoff rankings coming out, you knew that yours truly, Golden Blued, was going to get on here, complain about it, and throw a tantrum. That's exactly what I'm going to do because I disagree with it 100%. The Tennessee excuse went out the window. They went on the road and got absolutely blasted. I'm talking blasted by South Carolina, 63-38. The game was never close. South Carolina humiliated Tennessee. There's no excuses. Tennessee, that's not a bad loss to Tennessee, or that's the best win ever against Tennessee. You can't claim that anymore. They got blown out by South Carolina. So here are the new playoff rankings. We'll start from the bottom this week. Number 25, Louisville, from non-ranked to ranked. They beat number 24, NC State, and they're 7-4. I'm good with that. Cincinnati up one spot. They went on the road and beat Temple 23-3. They're 9-2. I'm okay with that. I would have bumped Cincinnati up a little higher. I'll get to that in a minute. Number 23, Texas. They went from non-ranked to ranked. They went on the road and absolutely destroyed Kansas 55-14. I'm good with that. They're 7-4. UCF down 2 spots. They lost to Navy at home 17-14, and they're 8-3. I know that they have a head-to-head win over Cincinnati, but they're 8-3. Cincinnati's 9-2, and UCF just lost to Navy. That makes no sense to me. Cincinnati should be ranked ahead of UCF. I don't care if they won head-to-head. Other things matter. Number 21, Oregon State. They went on the road and blasted Arizona State, who's 3-8. Oregon State's 8-3, so I'm good with that. I think the Beavers are a good team, and they will give Oregon some trouble. Number 20, Ole Miss, down 6 spots. They're 8-3. They went on the road and got blasted by Arkansas 42-27. I tried to warn y'all that Ole Miss was an overrated team. One of the most overrated teams of the entire year. Number 19, Tulane, up 2 spots. They beat a good SMU 59-24. They're 9-2. I'm good with that. I'd have Tulane ranked a little bit higher, but I'm okay with where they're at. Number 18, UCLA, down 2 spots. They lost to number 7, USC, at home, 48-45. That was a good game. USC is a good team. That's not a terrible loss. I'm good with UCLA just dropping 2 spots. Number 17, North Carolina, down 4 spots. They lost to a bad Georgia Tech, 21-17. They're 9-2. I get it. They're 9-2. I would have dropped them a little bit lower. And yes, I had North Carolina with the shot to get to the playoffs. But that's if they won out. Number 16, Florida State, up 3 spots. Beat Louisiana 49-17. They're 8-3. I'm good with that. Number 15, Notre Dame. They whooped Boston College 44-0. They're 8-3. I'm good with that, but I would have Notre Dame ranked just a little bit higher. I think they're a really good team. Number 14, Utah, down 4 spots. They lost at number 12, Oregon, 20-17. They're 8-3. I'm good with that. Utah is a good team, but I would have Notre Dame ranked above Utah because they have some better wins. Number 13, Washington, up 4 spots. They beat Colorado 54-7. Washington is 9-2. Washington is close to being a top 10 team. I'm good with that. Number 12, Kansas State, up 3 spots. Went on the road, absolutely whooped my West Virginia Mountaineers 48-31. I think Kansas State is a little overranked. I would have Notre Dame and Utah and Washington ranked above Kansas State. Number 11, Penn State, stays the same. They went on the road, beat Rutgers 55-10. They're 9-2. I'm okay with where they're at. Number 10, Tennessee, down 5 spots. Went on the road, got blasted by South Carolina 63-38. They're still just 9-2. They're one of the best 9-2 teams out there. Number 9, Oregon, up 3 spots. Beat number 10, Utah. They're 9-2. I'm good with where Oregon is at. Number 8, Clemson, up 1 spot. They beat Miami, Florida 40-10. They're 10-1. Clemson should be ranked higher than number 8. They just should be. Which brings me to number 7, Alabama. They beat FCS Austin Peay 34-0. They rise up 1 spot. Clemson should have jumped Alabama for sure. That makes absolutely no sense why Alabama is still ranked over Clemson. And if you looked at whenever Clemson lost to Notre Dame, they were punished worse than Tennessee is being punished. And that was a worse loss for Tennessee. They got blown out by more points to a worse team, and Clemson got punished more. And Clemson only has 1 loss. That was Tennessee's 2nd loss. Somebody make that make sense for me, because that does not make sense. Why was Clemson punished more than Tennessee when both teams went on the road and got blasted? This is Tennessee's second loss, and they lost to a worse team. That makes no sense. Number 6, USC. They beat number 16 UCLA 48-45. USC should be ranked a little bit higher. Number 5, LSU, up one spot. They beat UAB 41-10. They're 9-2, and their blowout loss to Tennessee looks even worse. LSU should not be at number 5. Let me get through these rankings before I really go off on that 5 through 10 spot. Number 4, TCU. They stay undefeated. They went on the road and beat Baylor. They stay the same at number 4. Number 3 stays the same. Michigan. They beat Illinois on a last-minute field goal. They stay undefeated. Number 2, Ohio State. That stays the same. They go on the road to Maryland and win 43-30. That game was pretty close as well. And then number 1, Georgia, they stay undefeated. They go on the road and beat Kentucky 16-6. That stays the same. I'm okay with 1 through 4, although I would have number 1, Georgia, number 2, Ohio State, number 3, TCU, and number 4, Michigan. I think TCU has a lot more quality wins than Michigan. But hey, it's a top 4. Basically, you could have any of these teams anywhere in that top 4. They're all undefeated. They've all had good wins, and they've all looked shaky at times. But that 5 through 10 spot, that is driving me absolutely bonkers. Here's what my top 10 look like. Number 1, Georgia. Number 2, Ohio State. Number 3, TCU. Number 4, Michigan. Number 5, USC. Number 6, Clemson. Number 7, LSU. Number 8, Oregon. Number 9, Alabama. And number 10, Washington. Listen, facts are facts. USC and Clemson, both of these teams just have one loss. So both of these teams should be ahead of LSU and Alabama. You can't use the Tennessee excuse anymore. Oh, that loss for LSU and Alabama to Tennessee, not a bad loss. They're a great team. Yes, they're a pretty good team, but they just got absolutely blown out on the road to a so-so South Carolina. This wasn't a last-second field goal. This was a blowing out. They got blown out. On top of that, LSU and Alabama, they have 2 losses. Clemson and USC, they both just have 1 loss. And USC lost to a really good Utah on a 2-point conversion. Now, Clemson, yes, they got absolutely humiliated on the road. And now Notre Dame's a top 15 team, so that loss doesn't look as bad. But the argument of, oh, well, Clemson got absolutely humiliated on the road, so we had to drop them as far as we had to. And that's why we have LSU and Alabama ranked ahead of them. Yeah, but LSU and Alabama, they both lost to Tennessee, and Tennessee just got blasted by South Carolina. So that argument doesn't cut the mustard. See what I did there? USC and Clemson should, without a doubt, be ranked above LSU and Alabama. This is a joke. This is laughable. This is what you get for putting biased human beings in a ranking system. How did you not know that this wasn't going to happen? It was going to happen. Oh, but Golden Blue, this gets figured out as the year goes on. And I understand what you're saying. But week by week, it's showing us that if LSU wins the SEC championship, they will be in the playoffs as a 2-loss team. I don't agree with that. But facts are facts. And Alabama still has a chance to make the playoffs. I'm sorry, but outside of massive chaos, they should have 0 chance of getting into the playoffs. They need USC to lose out. They need Clemson to lose out. And they would need the loser of Ohio State and Michigan to schedule an extra regular season game so they could lose another game. Because the 2-loss non-SEC champion who didn't even win their division shouldn't get in over a 2-loss Pac-12 champ or a 2-loss ACC champ, or a 1-loss runner-up between Ohio State and Michigan. That just doesn't make sense in my world. So y'all let me know in the comments section, do you agree with the new playoff rankings? And if not, how would you have the top 10? That's all I got for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next show.